matchup in store here, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Orbits of Canton. Along with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin here. And Charles, we take a look at this Canton team as they get ready down on the field.
It's been all systems going this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They set up the screen. Achane has it.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because at least to a couple of snaps per game, you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 8.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw.
Pass caught. It's Lane with it.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Here we go. Shot.
They'll look to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Orbits get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Point after try forthcoming. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0. 5 plays there on that drive. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now a hit and a loose football.
A costly mistake there in the return game, and that is not how you want to answer an opening touchdown.
Yeah, and your defense is asking you a lot of questions right now because you're already down 7-0. You turn the ball over, they've got to go right back out there and try to keep it from getting to 14-0.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
2nd and 6.
They're going to look to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Orbits lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ballgame. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 5.
Now the first carry here for the running back. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
When you look at this defense,
they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple of touchdowns.
And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
Let's go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out. By a few inches, that'll be a first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Now a toss here, short side. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get it as they stop him behind the line. He lost two there, and it's third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last two plays having gone backwards? Now back to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game and his ninth on the year.
And the Orbits have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. A drive there of just 4 plays.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is it.
This is intercepted.
Trent McDuffie with a pick.
And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
First down pass. Intercepted. They'll take over first and 10 at the 34.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Here we go. Pass the 60. Pass the 60.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Brings up second and 7.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. 21-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it facing a second and long situation. They'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
That's good for a Canton. First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Steady.
Going back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Orbits continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and it is 28-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. 2nd and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And it's third down.
Back to throw. Looking now, and that's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. The Colts send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
That's good.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Successful toss play to the right there. It's interesting. Teams seem to run the toss a lot more to the right than to the left.
It's usually a little more natural. Right-handed quarterback, typically your power side running the ball is to the right side with your guard and your tackle. In college football, they used to call it student body right because you had everyone on that side, including a fullback leading. In the pros, they don't call it that, but it's still the same result.
Got a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
Now a first carry here for the running back. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Touchdown! A great effort there.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Orbits open the lead up to 34-0.
I know I should keep the focus on the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now.
35. Colts, nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Indianapolis offense ready to go again.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try to put some pressure on the defense.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
That was their 3rd sack of the ball game, 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Colts send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken right around the 44. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Oh, great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Ready, ready. Motion. Cougar 19, go.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Orbits are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, I mean, at this point, what more do we say here? I got nothing.
And you know, so many people talk all the time about having announcer-less games, and they want that. This could be a candidate for it, because if we stay here and do this, we're going to have a lot to fill in the second half.
There's still another half.
Now the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Indy set to go on offense once more. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
60.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hanson. It is our EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott, take it away.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. The first month of the season has come and gone. Some early surprises, some early disappointments as well. Let's get into it.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure you have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
And 4.
Get up.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped him for no gain.
He'll try to do it himself.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain.
We both know there's a lot that went into why they made him their 1st-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
104 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Liking 18. Hut, hut.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
How about that run? Picks up a 1st down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. Back to throw here. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Brian Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Orbits take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game. Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready. 18 Cardinal, 18.
Hand off to Achane to begin the drive.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On play action, they'll throw. That's caught. It's Josh Downs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And unfortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Looking to throw. Got puts him in stride. Will go down as a gain of 6. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Third down.
They're facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Colts send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up. And assert its will over the other.
131 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
15 yards on the play. 1st down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in the home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Canton, Ohio. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Let's go.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Orbits are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead.
Extra point attempt to come here. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Colts send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And taken at the 46. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. But they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out to this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And 11 at the Colts' 41-yard line.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
In boxing, they throw in the towel. In this case, you just got to wave the white flag, and you think to yourself, if he could just get past that initial wave, he's got a chance to get free. But that screen, it was going nowhere from the start. It forces a 4th down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
Tag! 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the
3. 140 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
He'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
He's brought down by Latu.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
at the 3-yard line.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. For this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day has been rough, barring a miraculous comeback. This offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss. My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Eight yards on the return following a punt of 41.
Here comes the Canton offense to set up shop. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them,
and this is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 39 yards there, a big one.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Come on.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues.
Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
A try here for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. For the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
13 yards remaining on second down.
Pressure comes and down he goes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here now a 3rd and 20. That complete to Downs.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 4th down.
A gain of 7. It's 4th down.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blonde who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul. So fly out to walk in any spot, every be soaking. From a time when was stronger, today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever. Before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real product. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision where I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard to lie. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape inside it, leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw they songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up. The show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS.